In a reimagined world where every country possessed nuclear weapons and utilized them in a colossal world conflict, the repercussions would be catastrophic, resulting in untold millions of deaths, with the United States and Iran at the forefront. The sheer number of casualties could surpass 1 billion as advanced militaries clash, turning populous nations into wastelands, leaving only a few surviving powers to emerge from the ashes, likely favoring technologically superior nations like the United States due to their extensive resources, military capabilities, and strategic alliances, all while the world grapples with the moral implications of such unprecedented destruction. As the conflict escalates, grim alliances and betrayals would form, with nations like Iran initially gaining ground in combat due to their guerrilla tactics and regional support, but ultimately faltering against the overwhelming firepower of Western allies. The staggering death toll from irradiated cities and biological fallout would create a haunting legacy, pushing humanity to its limits and forcing nations to reckon with the terrifying consequences of their actions as the remaining powers seek a fragile peace to prevent total extinction. In the aftermath of such a cataclysmic war, humanity would be left grappling with a new reality where survival dictates every action, giving rise to a stark division between those countries that can adapt and rebuild, like the United States, and those that remain crippled by the chaos, such as Iran, whose infrastructure and populace would be devastated, leading to a stark population decline. Nations that managed to avoid direct conflict would wield significant power, becoming the new world leaders, while the global community is haunted by the memories of the lost, forever marked by the horrors of nuclear warfare. Amid the ruins, a generation would rise from the ashes, marked by the scars of war, yet determined to forge a new path. These children who've known only devastation would embody the hope for a peaceful future, striving to rebuild not just their nations but the very fabric of humanity itself. However, the haunting specter of past conflicts would loom large, serving as a constant reminder of what happens when power eclipses reason, leading global leaders to question if true peace can ever be achieved after such unparalleled suffering and loss. In a desperate bid to restore stability, world leaders would convene at a global summit, grappling with the daunting task of uniting their fractured nations under a common goal of peace. Despite their efforts, the underlying distrust and lingering animosities would threaten any semblance of cooperation, as nations once united by survival now faced the challenge of rebuilding not only their economies but also the very essence of human connection. Amidst this turmoil, the innocence represented by a child holding an olive branch would serve as a poignant reminder that despite the scars of war, the desire for harmony and coexistence endures, igniting a flicker of hope in a beleaguered world. As time progresses and the dust of war begins to settle, the earth would slowly heal, revealing small but significant signs of life. Communities would rally together in acts of solidarity, with international volunteers traveling to assist in recovery efforts, demonstrating that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can rise above adversity, forging connections across former battle lines. This collective endeavor to rebuild not only physical structures but also trust and friendship would mark a new chapter in history, embodying the powerful message that from destruction there can emerge an unprecedented commitment to peace and cooperation among nations. In a remarkable testament to the human capacity for resilience and forgiveness, communities would begin to share their stories through art, as murals depicting themes of peace and unity replace the remnants of destruction on once battered walls. These powerful expressions would serve not only as reminders of the past, but as catalysts for dialogue and understanding, fostering connections among diverse groups as they come together to celebrate life and culture over shared meals, highlighting the strength found in diversity and ultimately embodying the principle that true victory lies not in conquest, but in collaboration and the unwavering hope for a peaceful coexistence. As healing takes root, society would come together to honor the memories of those lost in the cataclysmic conflict through poignant memorial ceremonies where candles flicker in the twilight, illuminating faces filled with compassion as individuals reflect on the shared pain and collective responsibility to prevent history from repeating itself. Meanwhile, the innocence of childhood would emerge as a powerful force for change, with children of all backgrounds joyfully playing together, their laughter becoming a harmonious anthem of hope and unity, illustrating that true strength lies not in past divisions, but in the friendships forged in the aftermath of adversity.